Okay. Phew. All right. Any questions? Any comments?
Ramin, that was super interesting. Would you consider buying calls, or would you just consider buying the individual stock?
No, actually, my whole objective with these strategies, they will be more of option strategies. If you can, I would do spreads to be on the safe side, and also less margin, so you can use, you know, allow you to the timing of things. So basically, you can spread your risk. So rather than going just outright call, which you can just go and instead of 2 calls, you can buy 5 vertical calls. And obviously you can also do credit spreads. But yeah, my goal most of these, a lot of people will do pure stocks. For me, probably better just have more leverage, pick and choose 5 or 10, and then just play, spread them around and just use options. Yeah. Or again, assets classes and commodities, just do ETFs on those, for instance. So yeah, that's what I would do.
Thanks.
Of course. I just want to share it. So this is the book, that with Bernstein, and it's like it's all numbers, and he goes from 1966, like is sugar, and he looks at this is wheat from 1969, and it's an old book, but it's a pretty thick. But now everything through the computers, life is so much easier. He had to do those with hand and write them down. So anyway, so that's how I got interested in this, and there we are. Anyway, I know it's not something new. I mean, we discussed it in the past, but I thought it would be good to have it more of a comprehensive, kind of put everything under one roof. So, okay. Any other questions or comments?
Yeah, I mean, another question: is it possible to do the sectors also, like XLF, XLE?
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes, you can. You have, for instance, and yes, there is definitely, and they kind of a lot of times follow underlying, let's say if it's a commodity side of things. But yes, I didn't, would have been really long, but I could also do that. I could look at it as industries and sectors. Yes, you can.
Okay, so it's used. Okay, great. Thank you.
Definitely can. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Ramadan. It was great. I have a quick question. So, since the Fed start the quantity of tightening, does that affect the seasonality or not at all? It's not. Is it separate things? So
No. I mean, that's what, as I mentioned, you want to look at different factors, and that's what I like to look at more of a longer term. Going back, for instance, we did have Fed tightening. We had in 2000. 2001, 2002. We've had in 1980. So I look at like a more of a longer term view as well. But it does definitely, as I mentioned, I don't want to just purely look at the last 10 years and make that decision based on that. So that's the reason I want to show you different years. You could also, and that's why I want to show the 5 years. So as the years go by, next year we will have actually a better view of what's going on. The other thing we could do is go back to like 1970s and 1980s and look at, let's say, 5-year period then, and see how the markets really behaved at that time. The only thing is now, again, we have so much more liquidity in a way of algos and hedge funds, and access to so much information, so things are a little different. That's why I'd rather mostly concern myself with the commodities side and the big asset classes than just pure stocks. But yes, absolutely, and that's what I, as I said, we are in a different time, and so. But as I said, some of them, like we go back 50, 60 years, and then 30, there are similar patterns. And one of the interesting things about stocks are you can see Mondays are being negative, and generally because a lot of news happens on the weekend. There's an old joke or saying that administrations always left the bad news on Friday afternoon. They knew people are they're finished work, they can't wait for the weekend, so they don't really care about the news. So they will come out with like really whatever bad news is, they come out on Friday afternoon. So by the time Sunday evening is happening, now people are paying attention. So usually on Mondays you have more of the bad news out of the way. So that's what usually happens on Mondays are down days. And if there is any geopolitical events happening on weekend, gold can go up on Monday because of the reaction. So, but yeah, I mean, that's why I would pay attention to different time periods to get a conclusion.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Sure. All right. Any other questions? So I will definitely send you, I think you probably would like to have the PDF of this. So, and I will do that. I might do some research on the sectors to see if I can find something and then use it, another PDF maybe for those. So
That'd be great. Thank you, Ramin.
you're welcome. All right. Well, I'm glad you all made it. So thank you for being with us. And we are in March already. I was just doing, getting ready for our Saturday's class on the reviewing, February was not a fun month. As we kind of expected, that's again seasonality, right? So we knew what happens after January is like a 50-50. So basically, it's over. So here we are in March. So anyway, if there's no further question, I wish you a wonderful day ahead, and I'll look forward to seeing you on Saturday, I hope. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Thank
Ramin.
you, Ramadan. Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, Rami.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you.